Hey YouTube world, I am back with another video. Today is going to be another Quince haul. Now, originally I wasn't planning on doing another Quince try on or just purchasing from Quince until the springtime, just because I have a lot of winter pieces that how many wool sweaters and how many winter coats do you actually need, right? Please don't buy any more, I tell myself, and then what popped up in my feed or notification is this new handbag. It's a dupe. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna purchase this one bag, I might as well try on a couple other things. And like 10 things later, here we are, we're doing another video. In any case, there are two new handbags, a couple winter items, and two items that I repurchased from my original Quince haul. And if you haven't seen that video just yet, definitely go check that out. It did really well because you all told me that you really wanted to take a look at Quince options or luxury alternatives. So enough yapping, let's get right into it. Let's start off with the piece I am wearing right now. This is definitely my favorite pickup from this Quince haul. It is going to be the Mongolian Cashmere Fisherman Quarter Zip. And as you know, I love my quarter zips just because I have an incredibly freakish long neck, and especially during the winter, it gets quite cold. So I like having turtlenecks, I like having the high necks, mock necks, etc., whatever you want to call them, to kind of just wrap around as, you know, the breezy air or whatever, and kind of just cover my, you know, giraffe neck in general. So of course this caught my attention, and I was just like, I was pretty impressed with the cashmere sweater that I got from Quince. And then of course, I love this cut, I love this style. And this piece actually got sold out multiple times. And I was just like, yeah, okay, let it go sell out. I don't need to buy another sweater. But I am so glad I did, because this 100% Mongolian cashmere is like the softest thing I have ever felt in my life. If you have never owned a cashmere piece before, you are so missing out. And I'm not just like saying that for FOMO reasons. I never owned cashmere prior to purchasing from Quince, because every time I show up to the department store, I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll upgrade and, you know, get something a little bit higher quality and get myself a cashmere piece. And then I pick up the tag, it's like, oh, $1,000, $500. I'm just like, all right, put that back. I don't need to be fancy at all. But now for this particular sweater and how soft it is, at $80, how do you say no to that? I'm looking at the listing here. It gets down to a lot of detail, which I'm not as familiar when it comes to this, but it says 15 to 16 micron thickness, 7 gauge, 34 to 36 millimeter in fiber. So if you are, you know, kind of a cashmere or wool kind of connoisseur, drop a comment down below so that we can better understand it. And yes, I could do more research, but I'm just like, ooh, this is so soft. I love this, that I'm, you know, not spending the time doing research, but now I may have to go down a rabbit hole. Now I'm looking at the listing and I need to correct myself. It's $120. So, but that's still a fantastic price now that I'm feeling this piece. It does come in a black and it does come in a gray. So again, throughout this whole entire video, you will be seeing mod shots. So see me twirl around. Can you see how excited I am about this? So yes, this is the first piece and I'm thrilled about it. I plan on adding other pieces to my collection as well. For those of you who have never owned a cashmere piece before, I would say the biggest difference, and I have a lot of wool and I thought wool was like the end all be all. Little did I know, when you wear the cashmere piece, because I have just a tank top underneath, how it feels on your body is completely different, and it is so much softer. You don't have to worry about the scratchiness or itchiness of it. My giraffe neck also gets very irritated and sensitive to anything and everything. So if I wear a lot of wool sweaters, sometimes my neck does get irritated, and you will not have any of that when it comes to cashmere sweaters. So sorry if I'm just going on and on about this particular piece, but I thought this is phenomenal and my mind is just blown. The next piece here is going to be this double face, I think they're calling it double face scarf coat. And it's supposed to be the dupe of the Toteme scarf coat, which took the internet by storm. A lot of people have it. I kind of wanted it, but then I was just like, oh, it's so expensive. And of course, I don't need to add to my 50 coat collection, right? So when I saw this, I just wanted to order this and test it out on top of the bag. That actually caught my interest. This is kind of a miss for me, not for the obvious reasons, like the quality is fantastic and I have nothing but good things to say about it, but it just didn't fit me correctly. And I did order this in a medium. and it ran incredibly large for whatever reason. And for reference, I am 5'8", 172 centimeters, and usually US size medium or large jean size. I'm wearing actually Levi's today, usually a size 29. And this one it looked comically large in my opinion. But what I do love about this and the design, so if I were to order this in a different size, I'd probably go with a small so that it doesn't look like it's just like flapping around. But I do love how this particular coat has the scarf that actually attaches. It's sewn into the coat itself. I did purchase a different one where it's from, I think the company called Nap. However, the scarf is not attached to the coat itself. So the scarf just kept falling off. It draped too long on one side as you're moving around. So it's just not very convenient, even though I do like the look of that. Whereas this one, this is very bohemian chic if you think about it. And it just, to me, I kind of didn't like it that much where it's too in your face. I would like to see this particular coat in more of a solid color, none of these like embroidery, not that, I mean, the embroidery is done beautifully. And then you've got the buttons are beautiful, but I just feel like it's way too busy and it's not something I like for a winter coat that I'm gonna be wearing multiple times throughout the winter and of course for years to come. The next piece is going to be their washable silk skirt. Now, again, if you've seen my original video with Quince, I did purchase this one in the shorter version and it just hit my thigh, or excuse me, my calf in a really odd way where it just accentuates how big my Asian calves are. So I didn't really like that. Hence, I returned it and I reordered it in the longer version. So I think it's gonna fit really nicely, you know, hitting my ankles, and it looks much nicer, much more uniform, and it's not just hitting some kind of weird spot. So I'm pretty happy and really excited to use this skirt in the coming months. And many of you have reached out to me telling me that you also have this particular skirt and I threw it in the washer and it held up beautifully. So I'm really excited to see the wear and tear for myself. Before I cover the next jacket here, for those of you who are not familiar with Quince, their business model and their whole entire slogan, I want to say, is that they want to provide you luxury alternatives that has the same manufacturers or similar manufacturers as the big luxury, and they sell directly to consumers like you and myself. And yes, we know when it comes to big luxury, at the end of the day, you're paying for their logo, they're paying for their name, you're paying for the marketing and the luxurious experience that you have in store and whatnot. Whereas Quince wants to eliminate all of that. That is their business model. Hence, a lot of these really nice pieces are going to be at a fraction of the cost. Now, are their designs the most innovative? Not really. I would say there's a lot of dupes. And if you're a person that likes dupes, this is the perfect brand for you. If you're a person that does not like dupes, I got nothing for you. But for me, in my personal opinion, I'm okay with dupes to a certain extent. And of course, as you're scrolling through their website, make a judgment for yourself. How far do you want to push it? There's a very questionable one when it comes to handbag today, and I want your opinion on it. But going back to when it comes to clothing, I'm okay with dupes. Like, I don't want to spend too much money on clothing because that's handbag money. And as you know, I'm a handbag channel. It all comes back to it's handbag money. Anyways, so this particular jacket is a marine wool cropped jacket. And I think this is not supposed to be like a winter jacket or anything, but it feels a little bit like a boucle texture, but it's not. And I think this is a fantastic one for you to add to your collection if you don't have this particular style already. At this point, this is a pretty common style, but I think this is a very elegant piece that you can wear to dinner, you can wear to work, you can just wear out, you know, when you're going shopping. You can wear it with a dress, like a black dress, it'll look very chic. If you're wanting to be a little bit more casual, as I'm showing you today, you can wear it with, you know, just jeans and it still looks very chic. I'm looking at the quality, the stitching looks fantastic. The cut actually fits very well on me, but with this kind of material, like any wool material, I feel like this will start to ball up as you are wearing it. So definitely get a fabric shaver. With all of my wool sweaters, wool coats, I do take a fabric shaver and kind of just spruce it up. Every now and then, you don't need to go ham with it, but I think this is a fantastic one for you to add to your collection. All right, we're gonna take a break from the clothes and cover a handbag. And just to give you an update, I know when it comes to my first video, I talked about how I made one big purchase and it came in 6 different packages, whether it was FedEx or Track One or whatever it's called. It was just such a pain in the ass to always be receiving packages. However, this time actually was pretty seamless. They only sent 3 different packages. So one big one with majority of the items, a small package with 2 of the coats, and lastly, this particular sweater because it was actually back ordered. And they did mention it's not available until the end of January. However, within like a week, they sent me an update saying, good news, we actually can ship this one out sooner. So that's why you're seeing this video a little bit sooner. And I was just like, all right, not gonna complain. If you're gonna be able to ship it sooner, that's always for the better, right? The first bag I wanna show you is going to be, and both of the bags I ordered did come in really nice boxes and it was beautifully wrapped. This one is the Italian leather double strap shoulder bag. So I think this is a dupe of the Freja East-West bag. I'll pop a photo on the screen there. And I ordered it in the Merlot color. So I'm having a little bit of regrets just because I actually don't like this red. I feel like this is such an old person red. And I was hoping that this red would be a little bit brighter, or perhaps a little bit more burgundy. I don't know what I was thinking. I think the website actually was pretty accurate. And Merlot, if you think of Merlot, I was thinking of the wine, so I thought it was gonna be a little bit darker. However, yeah, not a fan of this red. So going back to the Freja, I think this is the most similar to the Freja New York kind of design, where I'm not gonna rip off everything. I'll show you the handles and everything, but the reason why I really like this design with the Freja New York one, and the pricing was actually pretty fantastic. However, they only offer it in like vegan leather, and I'm not about that vegan life. So I prefer something when I purchase bags, if it's supposed to look like leather, it better be real leather. So this one is real leather, and the construction of this is basically just, I like how the silhouette and the handles are very long. And of course, we're all living a East-West bag kind of vibe currently. And this is incredibly on point for $100. I had to look it up. I had to double check myself. I can't believe this bag is only $100. The quality is fantastic. I'm looking at the glazing. I'm looking at the stitching. It is phenomenal. I am shocked that this is only $100 for a full leather bag. Now, when it comes to the handles, it is just going to be this rolled handle. It's pretty thin, but I think it feels pretty comfortable when I tested it out. And then of course it's got a glazing to seal up the rolled handles. So the attention to detail is actually fantastic. And how you open this bag is just a built-in magnetic enclosure. So you can see how it actually is pretty seamless. So when you open it, the interior is just going to be one open compartment with one super long slip pocket. And it's even got 2 different credit card holders here. I'm smelling the bag, and the bag does smell like leather. Is it the strongest leather smell? No, it's not, but there is a very faint leather smell. Now the bottom of the bag, there are no feet. Now when it comes to the functionality of the bag, I think this is pretty easy to get in and out of. I'm not sure what the wear and tear is gonna look like, just because the top flap here will have a lot of movement or bending because you're getting in and out of the bag, because it is a pretty structured bag. But for $100, like what are you gonna complain about? This is an excellent winter bag just because it's got the super long handles. So if you want to wear it over your coat, your thicker coats, it's gonna fit very comfortably. This also reminds me of the Alaya bag, where it's the East-West vibe. 100% love this. I probably wouldn't have picked this particular color just because the black one and the brown one was already sold out. So I was like, oh, let's be a little adventurous and see if what the red one might work out for you. But nope, don't like the red. So this is definitely going back. And of course, you know about Quince's pretty flexible 365-day return policy. This, you know, it's been like, what, a couple weeks? No, it's been like 2-3 weeks that I've had this kind of sitting in a box, and I am definitely well within that 365-day time frame. And just to quickly cover, in my first video, I did purchase the Slim Form Lululemon Dupe, I guess they call it the jacket. I forget what it's called, the Lululemon one, but I got it in a olive green. I loved it so much, and it was part of your favorite top 2024 products that you all loved. I loved it so much that I bought it in navy. So they have a lot of different colors, so definitely check it out. The quality is fantastic. The stretchy material, and I said this before, I look super thin in this and I am not a thin person. The zipper is just incredibly high quality, and of course you've got the pockets on the side so you can easily keep your things in here when you're traveling, when you're working out. Very secure in these zip pockets. So for $50, you cannot go wrong instead of buying the Lululemon for $150, $130. And the proof is in the pudding because I did actually purchase something from Lululemon. This is their scuba funnel neck zip up in the oversized. The reason why I purchased this is because of the color. You know that hot pink. I'm very specific about my hot pinks, and this was the perfect hot pink. And on top of that, it came with gold hardware. So I immediately was like, oh, it was also after Christmas and it was on sale. So I immediately purchased this. I am so disappointed with this particular piece because the first time I started wearing this, I was trying out the zipper. The zipper keeps getting caught on the interior fabric piece. So I'm going like this, it is caught right here. And I literally stood in front of the camera, was just like, what is happening? Why is this zipper not moving? And because it kept getting caught in the interior piece of the fabric, that it is starting to tear it up here. And I literally have not worn this more than 20 minutes trying it out. So it was final sale and I thought it was going to be a seamless, like I know what this Lululemon, see again, it's getting caught right now. Like it's not coming down. I was okay with it being final sale. However, I did reach out because they have a quality promise where you can submit, you know, the issues. So they haven't gotten back to me. It's been only like a day. We'll see what they want to do with this, but I am so disappointed. Just because it's Lululemon, it's not always going to be like the best quality. The last clothing piece I want to show you is going to be this Mongolian cashmere puffer jacket, and it feels incredibly nice. Now, the interior on this one is going to be different from the cropped jacket, where that was polyester, as opposed to this one is actually silk, like 90% silk. So it definitely feels much more breathable and it feels very different from polyester. So that is another high quality piece. There is also a drawstring at the bottom where you can cinch it up so that the cold air or cold breeze is not going to go shooting up from the bottom. And then I forgot to mention the interior is going to be polyester lined, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I was hoping it was going to be downlined, or at least a mixture of polyester and down or feathers, so that way it keeps you extra warm. But what do I know? Maybe cashmere, just the exterior lining is going to be super warm that it doesn't need the feather or down inside the actual coat itself. The zipper is going to be the same color as the coat, and it is YKK. From one of you telling me YKK is like top tier kind of zippers, so I can appreciate that. And the biggest concern when it comes to puffer coats is that it's gonna make you look like the Michelin tire guy. This one actually doesn't. It looks pretty slim fitting, and it fits, like the cut itself is relatively nice. It's not like the North Face puffer jackets, the Nupso jackets from like 2005. If you remember that, drop a comment down below. Damn, like everybody looked like Michelin tire and it was like the most fashionable thing ever. This one is not gonna be that, so I do appreciate it. So if you're looking for a puffer jacket that is going to be very chic, definitely take a consideration with this particular jacket. All right, let's go over the finale here. This is the bag that actually prompted this whole entire purchase. And I did post this in my Instagram stories a little while back, asking what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you purchase it? And of course, I had to do it for all of you to share my opinions and thoughts if it's worth the $150 price tag versus the actual bag where it is thousands of dollars. So it does come in this particular nice box there, and it is going to be the Loewe puzzle dupe. They call this the patchwork bag, which is a kind of a terrible name, but it is also in the cognac color. It does come in multiple colors. This one in particular is this caramel, brownish color. And you know, creature of habit, I'm going to order the caramel color. Now, I think first impressions, I was just like, this is going to be better than actual Loewe. What I mean by that is that it is better than the new version of the Loewe, because you know, with the puzzle edge, they take one single piece, cut it up, and then sew it all together. Whereas the old Loewe puzzle was actually pieces that they cut out and then sewn together, right? So this one is going to be what the old Loewe is gonna be. At least that's what you think, but really it isn't. So the biggest difference between the actual Loewe and this one is that it is one single bag here. Like, you can see the underneath. There's leather underneath. What they've done is basically take an extra piece of leather, 1, 2, 3, 4, and sew it on top of the actual leather. So it's not obviously gonna be like the Loewe puzzle bag where the whole entire bag was sewn together with these individual pieces. They basically slapped it on, glued it on, and then put some stitches over it. Is it the biggest deal? Like, oh, this is not, it's $150. What are you asking for, right? Now, when it comes to the rest of the features, I love how there are 2 different D-rings, one for the crossbody, and then of course, one for the actual top handle. Now, I don't have a puzzle just because I love the look of it. I love the slouchiness of it. However, I don't like the opening of it. Well, guess what? They kind of took this and ran with it, where they designed the opening to be magnetic enclosure. So they, in my opinion, upgraded the bag. Instead of like the flap on top and then a zipper, where most people complain about the opening being incredibly hard to get in and out of the bag. Whereas this one, it's just going to be a straight up, you know, open tote or open satchel that you can access your bag pretty easily. There is one interior zip compartment. It's actually got a snap enclosure. And then you've got one zip compartment right there. The zipper is fantastic. It works really well. So, and I like how the interior is also the same color as the outside. So yeah, this is going to be really easy for you to get in and out of. Now the back of the bag also has that zipper with the pocket that we all know and love when it comes to the Loewe puzzle bag. The zipper is shiny, it is fantastic, it is super high quality, it's not gonna get caught. You can actually fit a phone in here. If you've got the biggest phone, it's gonna be a pretty snug fit, but you can actually wedge it in there and then it closes it still. Now at the bottom here, you do have 4 feet, which I think the Loewe puzzle does not have feet. It does have feet, I can't remember. I'm looking at the glazing on the top flap here, looks fantastic. I think there was a kind of a miss on the interior flap where it's just, you can see the stitching of the 2 leather pieces together. They should have done a glazing over this portion of it, like the rest of the bag. Is it the biggest deal? No, it's not. It's $150. The strap is adjustable, and then of course, if you put some stuff in there, you're definitely going to get that slouchiness. Taking a look at the hardware for the actual D-rings and the strap itself, is it the highest quality? No, I don't think it is. But again, at $150, I think this bag itself overall is actually pretty fantastic. So very similar to a video that may or may not come out before this one is Oleata. Oleata came out with a anchor bag, a mini anchor bag or an anchor bag. And what they've done is actually it's a dupe of the Loro Piana viral bag a year or 2 years ago, the L19 bag, and made it better. As hard as it for me to say that, because I think the rest of their designs are pretty terrible. But Oleata, with their hero product, their best-selling product for a reason, they took that bag from Loro Piana and made it better by making it versatile, coming out with a lot of fun colors. And you know, you can wear it as a backpack, you can wear it as a shoulder bag. It has a lot more function. So in my opinion, what Quince have done here, yes, this is a straight up dupe. You may not like that. Is that the reason why I did not want to buy the Loewe puzzle bag, I love the design of it, is because of the opening. That was a deal breaker for me. Now, Quince has done it where they upgraded the bag and turned it into a open with the built-in magnets, and then just super easy to access in and out of the bag. Now, you may be wondering, for those of you who have been with me for a while, how does this differ from the Horse Clementine? Honestly, this is cheaper than the Horse Clementine bag. I personally would still buy the Clementine over this particular bag. Now, everybody has said that the Clementine is a Loewe puzzle dupe. In my opinion, they actually innovated the design way better, made it very functional at a $200 price point. Now, this one is cheaper, but this is a straight up, you know, copy of the Loewe puzzle, and not everybody likes that. Whereas the Clementine is a much more, like, it's not the same thing. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm having a hard time getting my words out just because it's such a, not controversial topic, but people are going to be like, that is a straight up copy, right? So over time, I think this one is not going to wear as well as the Loewe puzzle bag just because the quality of the leather is not going to be the same. However, my friend Mandy has been incredibly disappointed with her Loewe puzzle, like the real thing, because one, I did tell her that this was going to happen. She did buy the pink one. It's like a pinkish, darkish pink in the monochromatic kind of style where the hardware was also in the same pink color. I was like, that's not going to wear well. No metal is going to be in that particular color and it's going to start chipping, which 100% it did. I knew that going into it. And she was just like, well, it has worn terribly. She also had a ton of color transfer on her bag and it wore poorly. So yes, if you like that design, maybe consider this particular bag at $150 as opposed to $3,000-$4,000 with the Loewe puzzle, especially if the wear and tear has not been that good with the leather. And of course, with the new edge style, people are just not happy with that. Just give it a consider. Maybe also, I know a lot of people like buying dupes just to test out to see if they like the style before making the plunge of purchasing something so expensive. So I really hope you enjoyed this Quince haul. I had a lot of fun. I'm keeping some of these pieces. I was really eager to see what the quality of this particular bag looks like for you all, and of course for my own curiosity. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll see you all next time.